Get ready while we talk about Mounjaro weight loss and something I would never do. Now, I don't like to use superlatives, so feel free to take or leave this statement. As always, grace, love, kindness, and compassion here at Countess of Shopping. I'm Elizabeth. I am the Countess of Shopping. I'm going to do a get ready with me while we chat about one thing I would never do with my Mounjaro injection. And feel free to take or leave this advice, but do make sure you stay till the end because I have something special for you. Number two, down in the description link, I have a ton of free resources for you, including my Mounjaro weight loss success checklist, including 125 protein ideas, including a ton of shows of how to get protein ideas in, and of course, this entire playlist of Mounjaro, my 50 pounds as of right now, 50-pound Mounjaro weight loss journey, and how that can hopefully help you. I'm documenting this to help you so you can use me as a guinea pig and learn from what I'm doing wrong and right to hopefully help you on your weight loss journey. All of my beauty products that we're going to be talking about will be linked in the description link below. Next up, I have got my caffeinated serum. I am so tired. I did my Mounjaro 10 milligrams last night, and it's been 18 hours since I took my injection, and I am tanked. I'll talk about that more later, but I want to dive into the task at hand. Next up, I'm going to use one of the #1 best-selling Snail Mucins. People go, ooh, gross, Snail Mucin, until you try it. It helps to brighten your skin, helps rail against that Ozempic face as well. It is amazing. So, and I don't want to forget my neck because my neck is changing as I lose weight. I'm like, do not forget the neck because the neck is changing. The one thing I would not do on my Mounjaro weight loss, and feel free, you can take this or leave it, but for me, it is when I first started taking my Mounjaro to get my Mounjaro prescription from my doctor. By the way, it's got vitamin E and sunscreen in there. This is from Cosrx, the same brand who does the Snail Mucin. I'm kind of obsessed. I bought this one, and it's a SPF 50 plus. I actually love it so much, and I love the texture. This has been a great purchase, and it's not crazy expensive either. So the one thing I would do is not get on Mounjaro and then stop Mounjaro with the thought process of weaning off. And I know this is going to piss some of you off because that's what you're doing. I have no judgment for you. I have nothing but love, grace, kindness, and compassion. So hear me out. Because people who I think who are watching this video, who are researching the Mounjaro injection, are like, hey, I'll get on this. I'm going to lose a few pounds and then I'm going to get off. Or I'm going to learn how to eat healthier. Like a couple of other scenarios with that. Next up, I bought this Gucci serum. I'm testing it to see. So far, I really like it. In terms of ounces for it, it's 1 ounce for the packaging, which it's Gucci pricing on it, but I really, really like the texture with it. I will link that one in all of these down below. I got high and low end beauty, luxury beauty to basic beauty. So getting on it, when my doctor first prescribed me my Mounjaro injection, she said, Elizabeth, this is a lifelong drug for you. For the information that we have now, and also it may morph into a different GLP-1, but basically you've got to look at this with the mindset of you're going on, if it's a Wegovy, an Ozempic, a Mounjaro, or whatever, the information that we have right now. There's new medication coming out called Serum that's still in the pipeline, but that may be, like, there's other relevant ones that are going to be coming. So stay tuned and make sure you click the follow button here at Countess of Shopping so you can stay tuned with that. But she had phrased it when I was first starting this medication, it was with the intention as a lifelong drug. And she said, are you prepared to do that? I said, yes, I was prepared to do that. Whatever it was to get me out of this food HE double hockey stick. I'm going to be putting on my moisturizer next and mixing it with tanning drops. We'll talk about those in a minute. And that was my intention for starting with Mounjaro. I'm so tired. I'm like, how do you say Mounjaro? I've been on it for like almost 5 months. Has it been the beginning of January to now? January, February to March, March to April, April to May. May to June, 5 months soon. In 1 week, it'll be 5 months. So these are the tanning drops, which are fantastic. If you want just a little tan, you don't need that many. I'm gonna do 5. Well, that was more than 5, but that's okay. I love these drops. Oh, I just spilled it all over myself. I am so tired, friends. Oh my God, I'm just not. Use your air. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing. So when I got on it, she had phrased it that way for me. So I had the mindset of I was not going to be stopping my Mounjaro injection. Now, FDA shortages and Mounjaro shortages and Wegovy shortages and Ozempic shortages, those are beyond our control. Things we can change, things we cannot change. I cannot change control the supply and demand chain. Like, I have power, but not that much power. And so that's something I cannot change. So therefore, if I have to change a dose or get off or whatever, that is beyond my control. I'm talking about things that you can control with this, of like, oh, I'm going to start and I'm going to stop later on. We're seeing more evidence that that is really not good for our bodies to get on this and then stop. And so I want to encourage you, if you're thinking about doing that, talk to your doctor more, because I am not a doctor, nor do I pretend to play one on the internet. I'm going to end use up next my face primer. This also has SPF in it too. And it's not crazy expensive. It's Elizabeth Mott. It's one of my favorites. It's linked down in the description link below. By the way, speaking of things I'm obsessed with, is my smart tape measure. OMG, if you do not have this in my smart scale, the two of them sync together in one app. They're not expensive. It's around $20-ish. Prices are subject to change. And the scale, same thing. They sync together. It's another unit of measurement if you're having a weight stall, which I have had, which we'll talk about in a little bit too. The shortage is something, the Mounjaro shortage is something you cannot control. So therefore, like for me, I was on 7.5 milligrams of Mounjaro. I did not want to go up to the 10 milligrams. I could not find the 7.5 milligrams anywhere. So therefore, I had to go up to 10 milligrams, or basically go down to 5 milligrams, which I knew was giving me food chatter. And that was, I didn't want that. So, you know, if you titrate up too quickly with Mounjaro, you can get appendicitis, pancreatitis, and there's a third one, and I'm forgetting what that is. Not good stuff. No bueno. Not good stuff at all. And I did not that scared me, titrating up sooner than I wanted to. I wanted to do a slow titration up because my doctor has put the fear of bejesus in me about getting one of those things by titrating up too quickly. So for me, having that changed because of the shortage, my health plan basically of I did not want to go that quickly up. Subsequently, now I'm still on, I didn't opt this round. If you guys saw one of my previous videos, I was like, I'm praying if I should go up to 12.5 milligrams. As of right now, I'm not. I'm staying at the 10 milligrams because today, for example, I'm having I'm so tired. I'm cleaning my room, by the way. So if you see this junk behind me, I'm cleaning my room. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And anyways, let me come back. I'm going to wash my hands and I'll continue. Some of our amazing viewers may say, Elizabeth, I can't afford to pay $500, $1,000, $200 every month for this medication. Therefore, because my insurance is stopping or my Mounjaro coupon is ending, I need to get off of the medication. My encouragement to you is talk to your doctor. Is there first check with your insurance company. Do they have another prescription that is covered? For example, I could switch over to Wegovy because it's covered right now with my insurance. I choose not to. I choose to pay out of pocket for my Mounjaro prescription. But I could. That's something we've just changed our whole budgeting of our household, and I've done other videos on that component. But for what I want to share with you guys is maybe check with your insurance first. Maybe they do have another drug that may be helpful for you. That could be another option. 2, if your insurance company doesn't work out, talk to your doctor then. Is there another prescription that they can offer instead that they may have samples of in their office, at least to get you to the next hump with it? Is that an option? That's only going to cover you for maybe a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever. But is that an option? Then the next option is, what about compounds? As of right now, as long as compounds are on the FDA shortage list, pharmacies can give them if you find a reputable pharmacy. However, they are not regulated. You don't know what's being put in there with the mixing of the compound. For me, that was an option my doctor and I had talked about, and I was like, I'm afraid. However, in my free encouragement group, we have thousands of people in that group. It's an awesome, safe space. I do have a paid group too if you want a deeper hand-holding and more level of encouragement. But in the free group, we have a ton of people, and in my paid group too, who are on compounds who are crushing it and who have found a reputable pharmacy and are doing very, very well with that option. So that is an option too to think about. Just being mindful of it's unregulated from the FDA. They're mixing the injections. One of our other group members, and I'm just throwing this out there again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just sharing information so you can have all your options to weigh, that she gets the prescription and then she mixes it. I would not feel comfortable doing that, but she does. So, and And then we have other group members who are going to like Mexico and stuff. I also, no judgment on that. That's not what I would do personally, but that people are like, I can't afford this. What do you do so you don't do that getting off of it? So coming up, by the way, this lip mask is amazing. I'm completely obsessed. I have them in berry. This is peaches. I just bought it. They also have it in pear, gummy bear, a ton of flavors. It's so good if you get really, really dry chapped lips. Okay, so saying, okay, well, I'll never get off. Okay, so maybe that's you. You start this drug and you're like, with Mounjaro prescription, I'll never get off. But then you're forced with this, the savings card is no longer valid for you. Maybe that ends for you at the end of June, or the next one ends at the end of December. Maybe that's you. Then you're like, what do I do? I can't afford to pay that. That's why I want you to think about it now and talk to your doctor now. So it's not the end of June where you're like, I don't know what to do, and you have to stop. Or because of the Mounjaro shortages, you can't find the solution that your doctor gives you, but you can't find the actual prescription because the pharmacy doesn't have it or whatever. So that's why I want to encourage you now to think about it. Do you remember the story of the grasshopper and the ant? Be the ant and plan now what you're going to do. Some of our group members are like, I'm just taking it every other week for the prescriptions that I have to help prolong that. Talk to your doctor. Maybe that is an option for you too. There's lots of options. You just need to start thinking about them and talking to your doctor about what would be best for you, and for figuring out if it's because like you can't afford to go continue with the shots. If it's you starting and you stopping, we need to talk about that. I get comments almost daily because I'm on Countess of Shopping Instagram and Countess of Shopping YouTube and Countess of Shopping TikTok and Countess of Shopping Facebook, and I have a free Facebook group. Like, make sure you find me on all those places if you haven't already. And make sure you get the free resources listed down below too, the free Mounjaro weight loss success checklist, and join that free encouragement group if you haven't already. It's a safe space, but make sure you do fill out all the questions because I get a ton of spam in there, and if you don't fill out the questions, you won't get accepted in. One of my big things is I want to make sure that's clear is, and what I want to encourage you is, before taking any sort of Mounjaro or Wegovy or whatever, that you view it from the standpoint of you're more than likely going to be on this the rest of your life. That's how my doctor viewed it for me. Now, everyone's different. I'm not giving medical advice. You do you. But for me, when I see people who are like, I'm going to lose 5 pounds before this big award show, or I'm going to, it's whatever. There's not judgment on my end. It's concern of, don't put your body through this unless you've thoroughly thought it through. And for me, this is a stressor. Like, how I felt this morning, I was so tired. I couldn't even drive my kid to school. I was that exhausted from taking my shot, my 10 milligram shot. And this is not a new, I have not upped the titration. I've been on it now for, this is my 2nd month, and next month will be my 3rd month of being on the 10 milligrams. And it's exhausting for me. I would not put my body through that for me, unless I knew, like, it's, for me, it's been so worth it. Just the mind chatter and the HE double hockey sticks that I had been through to now have that gone is truly nothing short of a miracle. And I also do think that it's somewhat deceptive here on social media that I'm like, I've lost 50 pounds in 5 months. Like, that is somewhat, like, that's not fair. You don't know, for myself and for other people too, was it a big poop? You know what I mean? Not that it's like a 50-pound poop, and that's really crass to say, but like, you don't know all the specifics and all the details going into it. You know what I mean? Like, very well before my first weigh in, to give that first number, did I binge eat and had copious amounts of calories and food in my system? Maybe that was the case. I'm just throwing those scenarios out there too, because it makes me so sad when people are like, I don't feel like I'm losing as fast as you. And I'm like, please do not compare yourself to me. We are all running our own weight loss race and health race and wellness race. And my content is intended for encouragement, and in our groups is accountability. Those are my main things. And if you ever feel diminished or less than, that would make my heart really sad, because my whole mission is to be uplifting and encouraging. Side note, speaking of uplifting and encouraging, these glycolic acid pads are amazing. Use them once a week. Make sure you use sunscreen with them. Retinol is amazing, but if you don't want to go that stringent, this is the next step up, particularly if you're having neck and face issues as a result of changing because of the Mounjaro prescription. But I want to encourage you, and then my main point of making this whole video was, if people were thinking about just starting to go on for a couple months and then hop off, that there's more thought that needs to go into that with you and your doctor. And at the end of the day, this is between you and your doctor. This is not my business. My business, again, is to be encouraging and supportive and sharing what I have heard, having now become somewhat of a Mounjaro expert in terms of like people taking it, of what I see and noticing pattern recognition and pattern trends as a result of that. So I love each and every one of you. If you've made it this far in the video, you guys know we're kind of like Marvel here, like Avengers, where we have Easter eggs in them. If you put in the comments below, we're going to do today types of flowers is going to be our emoji. So I'll know. That's how I can tell who viewers stay till the end. It's a way for me to get to know viewers who like to watch the whole content. And it's a way for me to get to know you better and recognize your name. So when your name pops up in the comments, I'm like, ah! And I pray for each and every person who does put one down. Like I send intentions and positivity, particularly as I'm like writing you back of things. And if I don't write you back immediately, it's not because I haven't seen your comments. Just I'm a mom and a wife and a serial entrepreneur. For example, I will be on iRobot.com this weekend as their exclusive host, and I'm so incredibly excited. If you do happen to see this by that date, I'm not sure if the release date of this video is going to come out by then, but it actually might not. So if you want to see the replay, I can also send that to you too. Just ask me or DM me on Instagram. But yeah, that was my main point. And I do know also, because I've got this on Instagram, because I talked about this on Instagram too, about people who starting and they're like, Elizabeth, it's beyond my control. And so that's what I want to make clear of, like, certain things. If it's beyond your control, that's different than intentionally, like the intention matters of intentionally starting and being like, well, I'm going to get off of this as like a flippant decision to lose quick weight. And for me, this was not a flippant decision. I get this every day. I did not make this flippant decision. It was out of sheer desperation. That's why I went on this medication, is it was literally like, this is one of my last stops. And I'm so grateful I did, because I have my life back. And that makes me so happy. Like literally every video, I'm like crying at the end of every video, is because it literally has given me my life back. I'm going to switch it over to something superfluous because I don't want to cry. I feel like I cry at every end of every video. I have the tanning drops. These are the luxury higher end ones, but L'Oreal does also have some tanning drops that are pretty good. These are better. It's more of an even distribution and the tan lasts longer, which I will link those down below. But there's also these available too. As an option, and I'll link those down below. Make sure you put your emoji down below. Check out all the free resources and check out my most recent shows on Amazon Live as well. I've had a ton on Ninja Creamy Ice Cream Maker, making protein ice cream, which I'm obsessed with. Also with muscle mass stuff, talking about measurements for that. Also did another show recently on meal prep, on quick snacks. Like I got a ton of Amazon Live shows that I'll also link down below for you too. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Check out the playlist. Go binge watch that this weekend while you're doing chores. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Cheering you on.